Welcome. If you are watching this video, then this means that you are interested in figuring out how to change the in-game sprites for the game Sonic.exe, the Disaster 2D remake. In case you somehow don't know this, the Disaster 2D remake is a fan-made game inspired by the Roblox game, which is a 1 versus 6 horror game where you try to survive the executable until you can escape. The link to both games will be in the description, but on to what you are here for, how to change the sprites. Disclaimer: this is only a tutorial on how to change the sprites. I have a separate tutorial that delves more into the music, so if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. This will also be a more complicated tutorial since you will be more involved in it, so keep in mind that there will be more steps in this one than in the other one. On paper, this sounds confusing, and believe me, I was staying up overnight just trying to understand it. But I hope that when you watch the whole video, you will have a general understanding of how to change the sprites. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's begin. To even be able to change the in-game sprites, you will need a couple of things: the game itself, Undertale Mod Tool, and Gimp. After downloading and extracting the mod tool, which will be in the description below, you will need to open it once. Now I want you to close it and go to the game folder for the Disaster 2D remake game. You will now see a file that either says data.win or just data with a blue heart logo. If you see the one that doesn't have the heart, I want you to right-click and select Open With, and then open it with the mod tool. If you see it with the heart, you can just double-click it, and it should open up the mod tool. After you open the .win file with the mod tool, it will start to load the file. And after it finishes loading, you will now be able to change whatever you want inside of that file. It's recommended that you make a copy of the original .win file in case you make a change that breaks the game. And now, on to the more complicated part of the video, how to change the sprites. Go to the Mod tool and click on the Scripts button that is at the top. Go to Resource Unpackers, click on Unpack All Sprites, and click Yes. This will unpack all of the sprites in the game. This includes the player sprites, the objects, and even the background. This will be located in the game's folder. It can stay there, or you can move it to wherever you want. You don't really have to do this, but doing so will give you the names of all of the sprites, so that you don't have to take a long time looking for the sprite that you want to change. You will now need to open up Gimp, which is a free photo editing software and is also in the description. Using Gimp, you can do simple things like change the colors of the sprites. Or, if you want to be creative, create your custom sprites. For this tutorial, I decided to create this Sonic.exe sprite, based on the Bratwurst original trilogy. Once you finish doing whatever you want to change about the sprite, export it as a PNG. Go to the Mod tool, Sprites, and search for the sprite you want to change. Go to the sprite and click on the 3 dots next to the texture section. Clicking on it will bring you to the section that the sprite is in on the sprite sheet. You can then click on the Import button, select the sprite you want to use, and replace the sprite. You have now replaced the sprite with your own. After changing the sprites that you wanted to change, go to File, Save, and save it as a separate data.win file. You have now successfully changed the sprite. Now, when you want to use the sprites in the game, just select that data.win file whenever you start the game. I hope that this tutorial was not as complicated as it was for me. I am trying my hardest for this to be as noob-friendly as I can, because this is the most time-consuming tutorial as of the making of this video. Especially because I was making the sprite that I used from the ground up, which takes like a day to make. This will probably be the last of me until I figure out how to change the sound effects without my PC exploding. Until next time, See ya.